let's talk about champagne. But first, let's talk about hitting record on your recorder, which I forgot to do an hour ago. And went through my entire review, and I was really, really happy with it because for the first time, I did my entire review in one take, in one shot, from beginning to end. Boom, no breaks, no edits, nothing. Was fantastic. I went to start to clean everything up, break everything down, and I noticed that I did not hit record on the audio recorder, so nothing got recorded. So unfortunately, the highlight of my review is opening the bottle and hearing that. And I'll tell you, this one did not disappoint. It was glorious. But I'm determined to get this one out tonight. So here we go again. Take two. So this is the Marc Hebrart Cuvée de Reserve Brut. What I love about this champagne is Meunier forward. When I say Meunier forward, it's 80% Meunier, 20% Chardonnay. This champagne rested on these for 24 months. This has the taste, the mouthfeel, and the experience of a vintage, but it's not. As a matter of fact, its assemblage is insane. And when I say it's insane, I mean it is insane. Matter of fact, take a look at the assemblage right here, okay? Because when you see what goes into this, the blending that goes into this, it's mind-boggling. And that lends to its precision. This is a precise cuvée. When I say precise, I mean they are very focused on giving you a singular experience, and they nail it time and time again. The one thing I love about grower producers is that you have variety. Okay, my dear friend Claudette would say every bottle is a surprise, and for the most part, I think that's fantastic. But I do appreciate when you have a bigger house, a bigger grower producer who is uber consistent with their product. This tastes the same this year as it did last year, as it did the before, as it will next year, and blah blah blah, because their assemblage is down to a science. They know what they're doing, and you can taste that. You can taste it. You can get it on the nose. It has a freshness, it has depth to it, but at the same time, its freshness is there to pump up the fruitiness of the Meunier, to bring that Meunier up a notch. And that 20% Chardonnay is doing that magnificently. It is just right. Now, I love my Meunier. I love a Blanc de Noir. I love the 100% Meuniers. But I do really appreciate when that Chardonnay is added just right to help make that Meunier pop. Because Meunier doesn't really pop too much. Meunier can be a little on the fruitier side, the denser side. That addition of that Chardonnay is just magnificent. So on the nose, oh, there's some apple. There's some, I get toasted almond. Apricot. There's a citrus to it. There's a citrusy note. Honeycrisp. Not a lot of brioche. There's something there. There is a bready note, but it's not brioche. Toast. Yeah, I'd say a toast. There's a biscuity note there too. Ooh, that is complex. Wow. That is it never, ever, ever fails to impress. This cuvee is intense, and not intense in the way that you should shy away from it. It's intense in the way where you want more of it. It is so perfectly balanced and so perfectly poised with its intensity, with its freshness, with its tension, with its roundness. It is amazingly complex, and it's something you want to savor. There are champagnes that I just enjoy guzzling them down because they just are so beautiful and so ethereal. This, wow. This is one of the best champagnes that I've had, and I've had it before. And this is no means the first time I've had this cuvee. It's been a long time. It's been about a year since I had one, and I gotta be honest with you. Like I don't ever want to go a year without having this again. Man. You get the chalk, okay? You get the minerality. It has a very deep minerality. It's astringent, but not so astringent that it really, really dries your mouth out. That's going to be that Chardonnay. That Mutigny is really it's just perfect. It is just such a beautiful balance. That is just perfect. The 80-20 ratio. He nailed it. I could smell that all night. I really could. That is just beautiful. This, if I didn't know better, I would say this was a vintage. I would say this was, it has that. It has that mouthfeel. It has that complexity. It has that depth. It has that richness. It has that it tastes like a vintage. Okay? And it's not that I have a problem with vintages. I love vintages. And as a matter of fact, what I love is that there's a trend right now towards blends of vintages. Instead of taking, fresh wine or wine from that year and that year, they're taking vintage years in their reserves and making a blend of vintages. And I really love that. And I'm seeing more and more of that. And that's a trend I really, really am embracing in the champagne world. That being said, you can never escape the complexity, and you can never escape the for all intents and purposes, the perfection of the pure expression of a vintage. And this blend, and like I said, the assemblage on this is insane. Tastes like a vintage. So I kudos. This is a champagne that I would say is more for. It is an everyday drinker. I could drink this every day. My palate will burn out because of that heavy Mutigny. That fullness of the Mutigny will take its toll on your palate. But we're talking like if you drink this every day for like a week, okay? Only I would do that. Only I have done that. That's a different story. Hey, look, every now and then you got to give your liver a beating. Anyway, this would be fantastic as an aperitif. This is a champagne, even though it's a non-vintage. This is a champagne that would go magnificently for a toast. You want to celebrate something. This will do the job. You want something to go well with a light meal. This will be perfect. I would keep the food to say like roasted pork, fish, chicken. There is just enough acidity to cut through a lighter sauce, but anything too heavy or anything, I would definitely stay away from like a well-seasoned steak. This could work. As a matter of fact, it would work if you just kept your steak at just salt and pepper. If it was a good dry aged steak where you're really looking for just that meaty taste to it, and you didn't cook it on the grill or anything like that, you didn't cook it outside, you sort of just did it indoors, this would pair well with something like that. Definitely stay away from spicy foods with this, and stay away from super rich foods like anything that's too heavy, too rich. Stay away from that. Other than that, this will go well as a dessert champagne, an aperitif, appetizers, and simply just to have. It really is. This is just incredible just to have. Wow. Wow. I'm always moved. I'm always just moved by fantastic champagnes. So, as you all know, if you watched the last video, we finally got all of our liquor licensing done. I mean, like, you have no idea what it's like to do liquor licensing. Got it all done. And as a wholesaler and a distributor and an importer, you know, we are looking at changing some of our business models and our business approach to focus more on bringing quality champagnes to the U.S., bringing more of this to the U.S., bringing true grower-producer champagnes. I've got nothing against the bigger houses and the maisons. I've got nothing against them. Veuve Clicquot is the Porsche of the champagne world, okay? I'm a car guy. I love cars. I love muscle cars. I love sports cars. If you want to enter into the world of sports cars, you must build a vehicle that can compete with the Porsche 911. End of story. That is the benchmark. You compete with that, your sports car, okay? If not, go back to the drawing board. That's why the American Corvette took so long. We finally got smart, sent it over to the Nuremberg ring to work it out, and now it's a true sports car. Champagnes kind of have a similar thing. Veuve Clicquot, Moet Chandon, Krug's, no, I wouldn't say Krug. Charles Heidsieck, okay? Moet Chandon, Charles Heidsieck, Veuve Clicquot, a couple others. Those are the benchmarks, okay? You want to enter into the amazing world of champagne and you really want to stand out. You have to be able to stand against those. And it's not like they're at odds, because all these champagnes, all these houses are very different. They have different philosophies, different approaches, different outcomes, different reasons why they exist, okay? So it's never one versus the other. One is never better than the other. It's simply a matter of your personal preference. But for me, as a grower-producer fan and as an importer and wholesaler of grower-producer champagnes, okay, these sorts of products are going to be amazing, because these... I wouldn't say that the Cellar Master of Marc Hebrart has touched every bottle. I don't know. But take somebody like Francis Orban, who is making 3,000 of a specific variant, or 1,300 of something. This is a man who is touching every single bottle at one point or another. That's important. And that's very special. That means a lot. That tells me that these individuals have literally put their hand on everything. And I love that. That's why I want to bring grower producer champagnes to the US and really expand on that offering. So we're going to be more dedicated to introducing quality champagnes from grower producers into our market, promoting, selling, the whole 9 yards. But I digress. You want to experience a amazing champagne. It's going to be this Cuvée Reserve. Wow. Even when it's warm, it is still magnificent. Even when the effervescence has started to fade, and it is still absolutely amazing. That is just a beautiful, beautiful champagne. Oh, that mousse is beautiful. It is all just absolutely beautiful. Oh, I could nose that all night. That is perfume. Champagne should smell like your lover's kiss. That's the memory. That's what it should remind you of. Every time you nose a champagne, every time you taste a champagne, it should remind you of an embrace. It should remind you of a lover. And this defines that. Ooh, all night. I could do that all night. There really isn't too much to say about it. It is fantastic. It is magnificent. It is a Reserve Brut that mimics a vintage. Magnificent. Bravo. Well, thank you all again for spending your time with us tonight. I love what I do. And always remember, I take this very, very, very seriously, so you don't have to. I try not to use industry terms. It is tension and roundness. And no. It is good. It is complete. It is whole. It lends to a long mouth feel. These are things that make sense to the average person. Now, I've got friends and colleagues in the industry, and when we have to be specific, we are very specific. But here, we're just people who love champagne, people who want to know what is good. It's just that simple. What's good? Is this good? And is this worth the expense? Is this worth the experience? Because these are experiences. Every glass is an experience, and with grower producers, every glass tells a story. I mean, think about that. Every glass tells a story. Every vintage, every cuvée, every bottle is telling a story. And if you listen very carefully while you are drinking it, while you are sampling it and nosing it and getting its mouthfeel and getting its bouquet, you'll hear their story. And some of them are absolutely fantastic. And I charge everyone to listen for these stories and do your research. Learn about the house, learn about its history, learn about its family, learn about who's heading it up, why they're heading it up, why this person now is in charge of the vineyard where, learn their stories. Because quality champagnes from grower producers are putting their story in every single glass, and that's beautiful. Not to get all soft and mushy on you here, but that's what moves me, is their story and how well their story translates in their champagne. And I've never been let down. Anyway, thank you all for joining. I hope you enjoyed tonight and look forward to more reviews. And as always, we're the original champagne every day. Thank you.